Good evening. Good happy Monday evening. And let's start this off the way we always start this off. Was that really loud enough? I don't think so. Let me turn the main volume up. Video volume was up. The main volume wasn't up. Here we go. Turn it up all the way. You let it yeet to 10. Here we go. Much better.
And then here's the challenge of burnouts for distance.
All right. So anyway, hi everybody. What's going on? I got a lot going on. We'll get to all this, what we got going on, but we got a lot of people in the comments already. A lot of people rolling in. Mexican Spec, Josh Homan, Buddy Carvino, Jerry Van, Shannon. Hey, Shannon, did those pics help you at all? That's what I got. It came off the Haynes manual. I just took pictures with my phone, but let me know if that helped you out or not. Let me move this over here. Nathan McCree, KJ Kiley, Roy Miller, Mopar Brunkster. What's going on, everybody? Just rolled in. Ta-da! Another JTech computer. This is from a gentleman, not a viewer, named Gary Wade. Hello, Gary, if you're not here. And we'll program his stuff tonight. We'll call him after the show here. Hopefully he's still up at 8 o'clock, which he should be, because he's in Texas. And we'll get him rolling. But I got that going on. Kerosene and cucumbers. Robert Meyer. What's all going on, guys? Did you get a chance to see the cylinder head video? That video did really well the first 24 hours, and then it just went just flatlined. It was I'm like, all right, fine, this one's doing really good. We'll get get some good views, get some good stuff, and I went, wow, and so typically when that happens, it'll pick up like tomorrow, things like that. But we'll see what that goes on. Crash Road Runner Garage, what's going on, buddy? But those cylinder heads, they were as bad as, well, they were worse. Well, no. They were worse than Big Richard's, but not as bad as the 383 heads. So right in the middle, they cleaned up nice. They look good. It's going to be fine. Jerry, where's my pointer finger here? All right, T5 on a 200 i6 pilot bearing from a diesel 2.2 Ranger. No, it may work. I can't remember what I used on that Falcon I put together for the guy. I think I just used like a Bronco 4-speed, if I remember right, because we used his 6-cylinder bell housing with an adapter to put the T5 onto the stock 6-cylinder bell housing. And then we just used, and it was all out of a Bronco, 2-wheel drive Bronco. We just used the Bronco. I wouldn't even know where to look back on that anymore, but if it fits over the sleeve on the T5 and it goes back and forth and holds into the fork, yeah, it'll work. But I don't have a certain answer for that for you, Jerry. Janet, yeah, I think I got what I needed for the wiring. Still have to wire the sensors, but we'll send an email where I am so far. Yeah, or if I can, because they're just on the Haynes manual. Maybe I can figure a way to scan them and send them to you. But yeah, we'll get you helped out. Cop Car Steve, what's going on in Canada? You must be really cold. And it's a straight 6 out of a Bronco 2. Okay. All right. The cylinder heads are coming along for Dos Caminos #1. The engine block is all stripped down. I have to do some more cleaning on that. I got all the parts in. Briggs bearings, gaskets, camshaft, and I forgot to order the camshaft timing gear set. But they're on their way now. So slight oversight on mine, but no big deal. That's what Amazon is for. Yeah. But it's like kick me when I down. I don't have anything to go out there, except for that second El Camino. But the second El Camino is it's got no guts. It's got no motor, no trans. I have a turbo 350 on the ground. Ultimately, like to pick up a big block for it, or just sell the whole damn thing outright. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I'll probably do a retort to his video probably tomorrow. Today was kind of a busy day, so yeah, we'll get to it. Cop Car Steve, the 302 and the 351 small block Ford, great motors. Why is the 305 get the name of being a dog compared to a 350 Chevy? Because the 305s, it's the same block, crank, rods as a 350. It's just a 3.7 ... bore instead of a 4.0 ... bore on a 350. That's the only difference. 0.3 of an inch on the bores. That gives you your 45 cubic inches. And generally on the 305s, they were a hair lower in compression. They had all that feedback carb and distributor and everything like that, which really kind of cut their nuts off above 3,000 RPM. And they were just built to just torque around and not do much. But that being said, a 305, it's not a bad motor. This one, I mean, I don't know if it was under stressed or what, or somebody took really good care of it when it was alive. All the bearings look like new. So I don't know. It's going to run good. Is it going to be a 300 horse killer? No, but it's going to be a 220 horse, and 280 foot-pounds of torque, which is probably double kind of because it came from the factory with 104, depending on what you read, between 147 and 150 brake horsepower, which is not much. And to go up to from 150 to 200, that's 25% more. To 220s, that's like 30%. That's like an extra, 30%. Makes a big difference. And then bring up the torque. It's going to be super drivable. It's going to be quiet. It's going to be it was just neutered with emission controls and shitty cylinder heads and, a cam with very low duration. The lift wasn't bad compared to some, but very, very low duration. So the valves weren't open a lot. It just wasn't engineered to make any power. So we'll change some of that. We'll get some tricks, we'll clean up the heads. Got a good cam for it coming. Got a aluminum intake. Got a regular HEI that's not neutered from the computer control after 3,500 RPM. So it'll, it's going to run really, 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 really nice. Is it going to be a screamer? No, but it's going to run really nice. And then I'm going to keep that turbo 200 trans, and that's a turbo 200 3-speed. They make a 3-speed and a 4-speed variant of that, but it's a turbo 200 3-speed with a lockup converter. So with the 305 that's dialed in right, it's got a nice freeway gear in it, and you lock that converter. I could probably get 30 miles a gallon out of that thing easy. So, I'm I'm a fan of it, and I've had, hundreds of 302s and 351s. So same thing, small motor. You make them do what you want to do, and they'll run. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Early 302s were 125 horse. Yep. Indica Doggo, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Good. Glad you're here. Don't know how to TIG weld, but need to TIG some V-band clamp flanges. Learn. Get some scrap metal and some time and mess around with it. That's all you can do. Yeah, the small bore limits the big valve size. You can't. I don't know. I'll have to measure, but it's got the 186 intakes instead of the big 202 valves and the camel ham heads, which aren't really that big of a deal for a smaller displacement engine. If you can get your velocity up, with an aluminum intake and a spacer and a carb that gets a good signal, that's not a weak frog like a quadrojet, and put a good spark on it and recurve it, get the advance up, build up some cylinder pressure, and make it make horsepower. Granted Junk, what's going on, buddy? How's the other side of the world treating you? Yeah, plenty of power for a daily. And that's the crux of the whole video project, that it's $2,000. Stephen Buggy Bird, great video, El Camino man. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. But he says 305, plenty of power for a fun cruiser. Doesn't have to be a race car. No. And my wife will probably appreciate that I have a car that's not just, insane and spitting fire and burning tires and, roasting the neighbors and stuff like that. And it's going to have AC. And it's going to have a big cushy bench seat and an automatic trans on the column. Click, tint the windows. If it's when it gets hot here, you tint the windows, you crank up the AC. The cab's only this big. So even if the AC is mediocre, which, we can make it really put out some ice cubes, but yeah, you're going to be comfortable in this thing. It's going to ride nice because we're going to a set of 15-inch tires over the 14s and the tires that have sidewall. You haven't seen the wheels and tires yet, but they're here. I just haven't done that part of the video course yet. Probably later on this week, I'll finish up the cylinder. I'll finish part 2 of that cylinder head video. It was really, I just didn't have time today, and it was too damn cold today anyway to be out there, even in my back garage, which is really well insulated, and I can keep like t-shirt weather when it's like this out. But it's just, it's a good 3-4 hour, it's a good couple hours of work to get the other cylinder head to where the first one is, and then I got to clean up all the valves, and then degrease the heads 2-3 times, get them super clean. And let's see who sent the email. And just go from there. And this is Mr. Shannon. Now he's putting a digital dash in his El Camino. And then I'm going to share this here because this is like a 12-step program now to share anything. Share screen down here. Select what you want to share and share it. And it should just pop up on the screen, but does it? No. It goes down here. Then you have to click it here to move the thing. Okay, never mind. I am babbling a little bit. Let's see if this is bigger. This was his original dash with the traditional analog El Camino gauges. I like the big scoop. I like where that's going. And the tack here and gauges and a shifter. Fun. Looks like all fun. Oh, and that's, oh, right, let me go back here. Was that? Cleaned it all up real nice. Okay. In the process of doing the wiring. And then his Dakota Digital Dash. You get a good picture of that? Yeah, we got a good picture of that. That's cool. Yeah, you can get rid of all the tack and all the gauges and stuff like that because you got it all up here. Nice. Cleans this whole area up real nice. I like it. I like it a lot. What do you guys think? And I like the scoop too, but that's another story. But I like the dash, man. Good work. Yeah, well, like I said, practice on the TIG welder. It's not that hard. It's like, welding with crayons. Just play with heat, play with time. You'll be fine. People freak out that it's got to be welded like this and look perfect. No, as long as it holds together, doesn't leak. It can be ugly. Just, it's no big deal. Shadow Ops, man, Brandon, what's going on? Almost slide an RV cam in it. It's just a hair over an RV cam, but nothing crazy. Well, one mini tub for 12-inch wide wheels. Yeah, it does look good. Yeah, and you definitely have to. Well, on the G body, it's not so much the mini tub because the tubs go to the end of the frame, but the frame is like right out there. You actually have to, like notch the frame inward, cut a section out of it, and move it inward. Say if it starts this thick, you have to make the frame that thick so you can get that extra inch out of it, or just like back half the whole fucking car. That's the only bad part about a G body. There's not a whole lot of room there for a big, 275, 295, anything like that, without it sticking out a little. So, Robert Lawrence, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Glad you're here. If anything, in wiring diagram for the CAMINOS because the instrument cluster is a computer. No, I'm just getting rid of the computer. All that feedback bullshit, and because it's got 2 oil pressure senders, 2 temperature senders, 2 low impedance O2 sensors. The carb was feedback. The distributor was feedback. It had vacuum for temperature for the overdrive lock. It's just a mess, right? It's an 80s mess of nonsense. So we're gonna eliminate all that. We're just gonna go with 1 coolant temp sensor where it should be in the head on a Chevy, and 1 oil pressure sensor where it should be on the Chevy on the back by the manifold. We'll wire those into the stock dash, which is easy enough. Lobster, we're done, right? I don't need a tack, right? Temperature and oil pressure is all you need. Don't really need like a voltage gauge because I got a couple different dash options. If it's got one in it, great. If it doesn't, you turn on the lights. Are they bright? Okay, battery's charging. Are they dim? Well, then you got a problem. But just going to simplify that whole setup because with all that feedback crap, that's all going in the garbage. Let's dump the scoop sucks. They don't like the scoop. Okay. Looks good. Buy wells suck, but they save me cash. Yes. So do mine. So good 12, 218. No, I'll have to look. I can tell you exactly what it is. If you really want to know. Hey, thinks I'm decided to make my own hood scoop. Fit the high-rise intake. Don't really like aftermarket hood options. There you go. Well, you can prevent that. If you're worried about warping the exhaust flanges, bolt it together. And just V-band, and then put your pipe in and weld it while it's attached. As long as the weld's hold up. Yeah, and you get metal hot, it melted together. It's gonna hold. The main thing is just get it hot enough, right? It's gonna hold. Yeah, Big Buzz doing it yourself. That's right. 315 baby hill. This was going on the wife's daily driver, so I didn't want to have tear to how to fix. I messed it up. Oh, okay. Sorry, honey. Take my car for the day. I'll fix it. It's okay. Soylent Gray, how are you, sir? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. It's for keeping the lights, cruise control, turn signals. This was encountered in an 80s model. Yeah, I can. Savvy enough, I can work around that, I think. Elmo, I grabbed a Harbor Freight Flux Core in 2017 when I did my dual exhaust. No penetration, so I converted to be positive at the ground clamp. Now it works great. Deeper wells, no slag. Oh, you just switch the leads? Works better. You may occasionally shock yourself, but yeah, it works better. Dude, what was? Oh, well, okay. I have a Harbor Freight multi-process. Just haven't learned to TIG yet. Take your time. Practice, press it. That's it. Get it hot. Yep. I got a 60-year-old Century 110 stick welded on a catalytic converter cage today. Oh, okay. Shop wanted $500 to put duals under my vet, so I grabbed a universal kit from Summit for $180 with mandrel bends. Yeah. Boom. Done. Anyways, I finally got around to changing the oil. I presume there are 58 engine oils without ZDDP. I know ZDDP, I know plugs cats. Well, then don't take the cats off. Yeah, sure, in Texas, but just gut them and throw them back on. You're fine. You don't need no stinking cats. Joker 7226. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in. My welding teacher always said, more penetration, more penetration. Yep. Get it hot. Yep. clean your metals. Grind out any rust or anything like that. Hit them with some acetone, not brake clean. Hit them with some acetone, wipe them off, make the metal as clean as possible, have a really good ground, and just turn the heat up. Yeah. Can't take them off until after 2030. Yeah, well, can't is a bad word. September of 2030. Can't's a bad word. You always can. You just have to find the workaround. There's always a more powerful workaround for any system. I tell all the people that I work for and work for me, great. Show me what system you want me to work in, and I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna work it around, make it run better. Joker, yeah, I think you need that golden toilet. Yeah, I'll probably do a retort to him tomorrow. Like I said, kicking a guy when he's down, when he calls out the number 2 El Camino, doesn't even have an engine in it yet. Don't even have one for it. But we'll see. Matt, what's going on, buddy? Hey, long time no see. I remember I was talking about the Volvo electric power steering while I just installed it. I'm working on a video right now. Nice. And if you don't know, that's Matt, Washington State Matt, Mad Matt's Motors. This is his YouTube channel. He's got some cool stuff on there. He likes to do burnouts and Chrysler 300s that are all popped up on nitrous and Jeep stuff. And I tuned a bunch of his Jeep stuff, and then some boneheaded lady T-boned him in his Jeep, and he flipped and rolled, and it's dead now. But but cool. Yeah, I'd like to see the Volvo electric power steering mod on. It was on the Toyota, right? If I remember right. In 2031, I will for sure, but I don't know how. By then, I hope to know HB tuners well. Right now, paying off transmission repair from late October. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it is the Toyota stuff right now. Okay, yeah. But you can all go over and check out Mad Matt's Motors. So, all that's in good fun. Let's see. Let's see if we can pull it up. Let's kill this. Let's go here to YouTube. Come on. I'm off screen here, so just, oh, that might be a good video. You can't see this here. Shh, be very quiet. I'm typing. Without glasses. Here we go. And then let's share this screen so everybody can kind of see this here. Then we got an email to take care of. We'll get to that in a second. Wow. Share screen. Share screen. Kill this. Can anybody see that? No, they can't because I have to push this button here. Mad Matt's Motors. Let me go over to that screen so I can do. Oh, that's right. He's working on a 68 Charger, and he's got a cool Toyota off-road truck. And let's go to videos. And this is
with burnout and nitrous. I like really smoky burnouts, brother. I don't like little tiny Ric Flair burnouts. I like.
Jesus Christ.
Stuff like that. So that's Matt's channel. You can go over there, and Buddy sent me a thing for. I seen this Pontiac, or maybe you sent this after the show last week. But we'll see. We'll add this to the thing here. Share screen. I don't know why they made this such a pain in the ass to do this, but because you got to go back and forth so many times. But this has got one of the Pontiac arrow noses on it. I don't think I like this because this is square, and then kind of geometric. I don't know. I don't think that works. Not my favorite. If you'd have the only one. I really like the Buick front end on these, but I get where you were going with this one. And what are we? Yeah. The cats were removed. Yeah. Brand's Restoration, Doctor, thanks for showing the work on the 305. I need instruction I'm sure I'm not the only one who has never built a motor. Keep up the great content. That's kind of why I do it the way I do with just hand tools. Now my little pneumatic body sander. Maybe not everyone has one of that. Okay, but they're easily enough to get. But yeah, cleaning with hand tools. Do everything by hand, like you used to do it. Like when guys with skill would do stuff all by hand. So yeah, we'll get the heads done. We'll get them cleaned. We'll get them painted. We'll get the block re-cleaned and gasket scraped and another hone job on it and clean it again, and then we'll start reassembly hopefully next week. So you may have one more video out of that from that vehicle. Assembling the cylinder heads later in the week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday-ish. Can't promise anything. And then the following week we'll start short block assembly. And that'll be fun. I got some tricks for that too. So it'll be all good. Mad Matt says he's doing more shorts lately. I would like it better doing full burnout, full mullet power. Yeah. Yeah, it does look a bit odd. Yeah, the Pontiac does look a bit odd. Do convert the MIG welder if you put a bridge rectifier between the transformer and the torch ground lead. Oh, okay. Your older Buick Regal front end would look real good. I think, yeah, a blacked out Buick Regal, like a GNX type grill would look real good on that. With this one, probably going to be black and silver. Probably going to do the headlight bezels and the grill all in black also, kind of black all those out. Not sure how that's going to look because it's very square. It may look a little weird. And then I got the Diablo or SS front spoiler, which that bottom parts can be silver, so it's going to be silver and then chrome then black. I don't know yet, but something like that. That's definitely going to get changed. Robert Lawrence, got my RE22. Now trying to figure out the cold air injector. Oh, the cold start injector on those. Yeah. So all the pistons and rods on a 305 you're able to reuse. That will save a lot on cost, keeping the budget. Yeah, there was only... Now, somebody caught it. The number 2 piston had a little chunker out of the skirt. Who gives a shit? No big deal. It'll live just fine. There was the 3 cylinders that were seized. I'll get the rings out of them. That's just heat and time, stuff like that. But yeah, everything was all good. All that stuff. So yeah, it'll be cheap. It'll be 305. It'll run. It'll run like a top. Yeah, it was a different world with portable wear welders weren't even a thing yet. That's right. I mean, there was a time when floor jacks weren't a thing in your house. So, is the transmission full of sludge like the motor? No. The only reason the motor was so sludgy is because it was parked outside without an intake manifold with the hood half up. So the rain and the weather and everything just poured in there. And it poured into those 3 cylinders and mucked them all up. So the transmission's fine. When I dropped the pan, the fluid was looked like new. Maybe one shade darker than new. There wasn't a whole lot of goo in the pan, but we're going to go through the trans also. At least just do the clutch job on the trans before we slap it back in. I wonder if you can click a link in the comments. I don't know. I don't think you can put links. You got to be a moderator to put in links. I don't have any moderators. So chin spoiler, drop it a couple inches, perfection. Lowering is TBA. I may have some reasons for that too. So Paul Bruno is here. Hi, Paul. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Appreciate it. That motor looked like it was in a boat that sank. Yeah, but here's what people forget. Okay. And I know a lot of the guys here are like machinists and things like that. It's just metal. You know, you move metal where you need to move metal, and you don't move metal where you don't want to or have to move metal. And you recondition your mating surfaces. It's fine. It's fine. Everybody overthinks this. Like it's got to be, you know, everything's got to be, and this and we need stainless bolts and things. And no, you don't. You can be a caveman and put together a 305 and it'll run nice, right? But we're going to take our time. We're going to make sure everything's clean and good. That's the big thing. Do your prep, do your clean. Makes up for a lot of lack of repetition. I mean, I've done 100 small block Chevys. Just take your time, do it right. You know, seal it all up nice. You know, give it a good paint job, make it look nice, make sure everything's sealed, nothing's going to leak. Lobster, it's, you know, it's going to be wonderful. So it seemed like if you couldn't get something from J.C. Whitney, you're either making it yourself or screwed. Right. That goes back to, that's why there were machine shops through history. You know, since the early 1900s when cars hit the road because they first made them, you know, you need a machine shop for boats and airplanes and trains and stuff like that. It's just metal work, right? That's all it is. Clearances, tolerances in metal work. It's not, you know, metal can be cleaned. It doesn't mind being dirty. It's not like a nice pair of shoes and you let your dog in with its muddy feet and it, you know, gets all kinds of mud on your brand new white Nikes. You know, it's just metal. Clean it. It'll be fine. Yeah, okay. Van Barnes, 6,500. Dr. Art, how y'all doing? Well, how are you, Mr. Van Barnes? Welcome to Monday night. Thanks for being here. Appreciate everybody being here. So what's all going on with you guys? Let me see if I got, so I'm going to go back to the inbox. Okay, inbox is clean. What are you guys doing? You've listened to me babble now for, you know, 40 minutes. What's on your guys' mind and stuff like that? The impending Snowmageddon coming. Is a fun with cars here? Because he lives in Buffalo and he's going to get hammered. Poor guy. Let's do something. I told him I would call him first. I was going to program this computer, but I told the guy I would call him and talk to him first. So we'll do that. Well, I got a 420 single cylinder diesel engine, and I'm going to do some experimentation. Speak, Figgy, speak. Put in a go-kart. Go find yourself a $50 go-kart on, you know, on Marketplace and strap that diesel in there. You know, and put a ridiculously, because it's got torque, put a ridiculously small gear in it and do like 70 miles an hour, which would be a lot of fun. Granddad's junk is getting a carport finished. Okay. I think the factories were using wire welders back in the 70s, weren't they? I don't know. Could be. Came from somewhere. It's going to be a long shot, but my brother-in-law lives in Memphis, so I was thinking of buying a beater and make my way to the No Name Nationals as a spectator. If he's in Memphis, you're like an hour and a half tops from Sykeston. So it could be a real piece of shit. Then you could just either drive it home and leave it at Memphis and someone will steal it. Because it's Memphis. Unless he lives outside of Memphis in some of the good neighborhoods, Germantown and stuff like that. But if he's in Memphis proper, yeah, just leave the keys in it when you're done with it, and it'll be gone. You never have to worry about it. Fly back up north and wash your hands of the whole damn thing, or give it to somebody at No Name. But that would be fun. It'd be fun if you could find any kind of 4-door, Steve. Whether it's a Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, and stuff like that, and then just spray bomb it black and white. And on the rear quarter panel, get some vinyl sticker that says Cop Car Steve on it, and drive that in. Yes. even if you want, okay, I'm doing this backwards. So here's Tennessee. Right? I'm here in the middle. Memphis is down here on the southwestern corner. Sykeston is like right up here. You just go right up here through Union City and stuff like that. Go over the bridge, and you're right there. So it's like an hour and a half. So yeah, any clapper beater that you can get out of Memphis that'll run for 3 to 4 hours total time. Get some of that turbo Rust-Oleum paint and just paint it black and white and whatever, black roof, white roof, black fender, however you want to do it, and drive that in. That would be epic, sir. That'd be fun. Van Barnes, stuck without heat in the middle of Indiana waiting on pizza to cook. I can think of a better way to fight the cold than sit in a space heater and talk about cars. Yeah. Hell, I mean, if you have a space heater and YouTube and a pizza, I mean, yeah, it's cold, so what? So what? Just turn the oven on and open the oven and sit in the kitchen on a stool. Yeah, it'd be fine. Makes sense. Don't know when they were invented. Yeah. Mad Mats. We need some kind of transmission clutch to put it on a go-kart. Just go. If it's measure the output shaft and get it just a little centrifugal go-kart clutch for it. Make it a 1-speed and get the corresponding rear gear for the one tire. Send me an email. I'll show you. You might even have my old email. Because now it's 21 because I got hacked. I had to add this 21 to my Gmail account so people could find me again. So yeah, send me put on a go-kart, a diesel go-kart, a turbo diesel go-kart. But even be better. Getting paperwork together for the account in Texas. Yes. May not be this bad this year. Last year was the first year I got money back in 15 years. I was like, yay. I don't know how it happened, but I did. I'm out, kids. Have a good night. Good night, Jerry. Good night, and have fun going to work at 4:30 in the morning. My only issue is, as a Canadian, can I get insurance on a car and get it in my name? But right now I have been scouring Marketplace Memphis for beaters. Put it in your brother's name and take your brother up to No Name. Doesn't mean you can't drive. right? You know, and you can go get a temporary movement, like a 10-day movement thing, sticker to put in the back window. You know, just have your brother insure it with just liability for 30 days. It'd probably be $100, maybe. These minor things, simpler than you think. Racer. Good evening, Dr. Art. Good evening to you, sir. Afghanistan, yeah. Some parts of it are. Got a set of 3.9 heads. Going to try some porting. Same as the 5.2. Plenty of videos available. Yeah, on those, same thing. Pay more attention to the roof of the exhaust ports. I think you'll pick up quite a bit. Cleaning the slag, because those are pretty slaggy inside, and clean up the flow and stuff. Yeah, have fun. Take pictures. Show us pictures. Share pictures. Make sure you take pictures, KJ. And you can show us everybody how you're doing. This summer, trying to part out the 30 Plymouth. Paint the 30 Plymouth gold is my price, so I can't be fussy on the color. Theirs will be video in progress. Oh, okay. What more does the guy need? That's right. I have pizza and a space heater. I've kicked the world's ass. I am fine. Question for you. Would your carb tune for the 411 ECM be able to segment swapped with HP tuners? Looking for a starting tune for an LQ9 750 on a dual plane, sticking to a low buck cam in it. I don't know. Send me the tune file to here. If you got HP tuners, download the tune, save the tune in your downloads. Send me an email to this address here, and I'll take a look at it, because I don't have an answer for you, but I can find out. And if I can't do it, I got a buddy who can. Or we can just modify the one you got. Easy enough. Nitrous diesel go-kart, cause I'm lazy. You don't even need nitrous for a diesel. You need propane. Much cheaper than nitrous. Just propane. Get just some propane nozzle right down the snout of that thing and crack it. But I'm going to try to finish the video on the electric power steering, and you can show it. Okay. We put a Honda 350 on a go-kart. Tires did not last long, but it was fun. Yeah. Razor thing. Yeah, not a problem. Well, propane is cheaper. Yes, propane is much cheaper than nitrous oxide. Okay, so let's get rid of that so that doesn't mess me up here. God, ugh, get off my email spam. Yeah, you'd be surprised what spraying a diesel engine with propane does. Because it's by the time it mixes in, it's fuel and air. Because on a diesel, you're just adding more fuel, right? It's X amount of air. And it eats the slime of diesel, and the more fuel you can pack into it, the better. And if you can spray it with a little propane to spice things up going into the cylinder, you'd be good. If it's a little, is it like a little single cylinder diesel engine, like what the hell, like a Predator engine, but a diesel. Go ahead, if you're going to really hop it up, go ahead and get yourself some 26-pound valve springs for it. They're like $20 for the set, and you could literally just, you put a piece of rope in the cylinder and you can squeeze the keeper by yourself with your two thumbs and pop out squeeze the valve retainer with your two thumbs, pull out the keepers, switch the valve spring, because 26 pounds isn't that bad. Two thumbs can do it, and that thing will rev out. But the stock valve springs lose it relatively early. But to make some good power and stuff like that, you can change. The valve springs are going to be your number one thing. Then, of course, exhaust. And if you want to get really nuts, it's all aluminum. You port that exhaust and everything on that thing super easy. Really make it snort. Have you ever been desperate for help while changing a hood? Call upon your wife for help. How did it go? Yes, I have. Because she gets mad at me when I do stuff like that I shouldn't be doing by myself. She's like, call me, I'll help you. And she does, unless it's like a Cadillac hood, where it's something super, like it's just stupid heavy, she does a good job. And you're playing with Mustangs and things like that. There's lights. Your wife can do it. Or I sent an email with 2 videos. Oh, okay, cool. It's on the way. I haven't hit yet. And you sent it to the new email address, Matt? Okay, cool. Yeah, good tips. Yeah, the valve springs are it would just, once you could build up a little RPM, they would just float. And this way you go, wah, you wind the thing out. Yeah, a small torch bottle would last a while, and a one longer. And you get those ones that click, that come on, click, 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 and disconnect the sparker part of it. So you have a switch, and just take a hose from like where you're sitting in the go-kart, click, click, and a hose from your propane or MAP gas. Ooh, MAP gas. I don't know if MAP gas would work, but propane, right to the intake of the, it's not really a carburetor, but whatever fuel intake you want to call it on a diesel carburetor, I guess, and just right from the driver's seat. It'd be a lot of fun. Bleeding brake, wife's help. Yep. Every time. Yeah, she's like, but it can't be really a nasty, shitty car. It's got to like have a seat and be semi-clean. So, but yeah, she does brakes. She sit there and pump it up. Okay, hold it down. Do. Works. Good helper. Yep. I've changed the hood by myself after the windshield was all good. I have learned that I take 2 moving blankets at each corner of the windshield where the hood would likely land and smash into it. If I have to do it by myself. I mean, I'll go grab a neighbor or something like that. If it's a really heavy hood. Like the Ranger hood is easy. That's a one guy thing. The Falcon hood wasn't bad. These G-body hoods are pretty lightweight stuff. So yeah, but definitely the wife for bleeding brakes is the best option. Nope, no email yet. Okay. Use an engine hoist to help with the hood. That's a good idea, actually. I've taken beds off of trucks with engine hoists. That works really well. Because the bed doesn't weigh that much. You can extend an arm almost to where it's almost falling out. So you don't like gash the back, of the bed and stuff like that. You drop the gate off and you can get right in there and pick the whole bed up. on Rangers, and then like on F-150s, maybe you don't have to really take the whole bed off, but you have to like pick it up and move it back. So without giving yourself, herniated discs in your back, yeah, you just use an engine hoist and pick it up and roll it back 5 feet. Do what you got to do, and then put it back. So, yep. Little delay on the email. I think it sent. Yep. Oh yeah, it looks like it's here. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Yeah, let's play this. Since we have Matt here. Share screen, electric power steering, YouTube. Hang on. Did I not? Oh, frick. Hang on. I'm teasing you all here with a bunch of noise and pictures of my chin. Let me go back and restart this. I am sorry. Apologize to everyone.
And Mustang guys had it right.
This is Resto Modding 101.
One little turn at a time. Great wiring going down. So red is negative for some reason, some kind of Swedish shit. I don't know. The Swede guys always getting shit backwards.
I hope you like it.
Yeah, weird.
I hope you like my meatballs.
We're gonna ground it right to the chassis ground. And then they're gonna get this one hottest. Yeah, prime that power steering. Meh. Oh yeah, one-handed. No. You might need to jack it up. Woo! Looks like we got power steering. Oh yeah, whipping it now.
Son of a bitch. That's excellent.
It probably does better when it's yeah. Look at that.
Okay, you need something.
Rolling. Walking it. Yeah, power steering, baby. And Mustang.
Okay, and you got another one here. I gotta make sure. Oh yeah, it worked. All right, let's play this.
Most honorable Bruce Lee. That was our Happy New Year burnout. I think we can get that out.
Well, there you go. All right. Okay. Change your hood by myself after new. Okay, I'm catching up on chat here. Olive, what's going on? You made it. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. Glad you're here. Okay, buddy. 72 Coupe de Ville was heavy as hell. Yes. That's like 4 men and a baby to do one of them. Shadow Dog, I have a picture of my wife up on the lift at 2 a.m. bleeding brakes on my plow Jeep right next in my unheated shop during a blizzard. She didn't look happy about a vacuum bleeder the next day. I'm never helping you again. You are on your own. On Steve Meg's channel, he talks about a 1970 Eldorado hood that was made in 2 pieces. Would suck to have to... What? A 1970 Eldorado hood made in 2 pieces? I don't. I've had a lot of Eldorados. I've ever had a 2-piece hood. Maybe I don't ever remember a two-piece hood, but okay. Steve Megg said it, I guess. Josh Holman said, "Good to have you. Come always." That's right. We'd like to hear Olive. We appreciate you. Oh, the hood is manufactured in two pieces because the stamping is too big. Oh, okay. But it's a one-piece hood, but it's made in two pieces. Then, yeah, they're all like that. Anyway, yeah, it was one of those front drive ones. Yeah, it's an Eldorado. They're all front drive, sir. Starting in the original 59 60s weren't, but starting in 64 or 66, the Eldorado was front wheel drive up until its death. I've had about 7 Eldorados. 67, buddy? Okay, in 67. Yeah, I was close for the top of my head Cadillac knowledge. I mean, yeah, okay. 67, 67, 67, 6 and 7, 6 and 7. That's hilarious. But the Olds was 66. Okay, so I'm not that far off. But anyway, boys and girls, it's 8 o'clock, and I got to call a guy about his computer so I can get that done tonight too. So appreciate everyone stopping in tonight. It was a lot of fun. Went very quick. Had good crowd participation tonight, so everyone here gets a gold star. And we memed ourselves. Yeah, that's right. We're all a bunch of Z's. That's right. All right, everybody. Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping in. If it wasn't for you, I would just be up here talking to myself for an hour every Monday night. So it's therapy. Appreciate it. Have a good night, folks. We'll see you on Wednesday with Tony.